So I was talking to my son today about how when it comes to relationships between men and women, men are guilty until proven innocent when it comes to altercations or arguments or any kind of dispute when it comes to men and women. We are always going to be at fault until proven innocent. And my son's like, is that always the case? And he's like, yeah, that's always the case. In fact, you've already been through this. He's like, what do you mean I've already been through this? So I reminded my son about the time in the third grade when he was riding home from the school on the bus. There was a little girl that was sitting behind him on the bus that was irritating him, messing around with him, and then she hit him when he told her to leave him alone. My son then moved seats further up towards the bus driver and then waited for his turn to get off the bus and left to get off the bus. The little girl went home, told her parents that my son hit her. The next day, their parents, or the little girl's parents, called the school to complain about my son hitting their little girl. The principal then contacted my son's mother and I and saying that my son's going to be disciplined for hitting the little girl on the bus. We make a meeting to go talk to the principal. At that meeting, now keep in mind, I was a police officer for 10 years. I've done investigations. I asked that principal, what evidence do you have? She's like, we don't need evidence. There's cameras on those buses. Have you looked at the camera video footage? She's like, no, we have not. You're not touching my son. You're not disciplining my son. You're not going to do a damn thing to my son until you look at that video camera footage and you talk to that bus driver, because my son says that girl hit her. She's like, we don't need to do that. Says, the hell you don't. If you do not go pull that footage and look at it and find out what happened on that bus, I'm going to be in front of the school board, and this is going to turn into a public mess, because I am not going to sit here and tolerate you giving my son discipline for something he did not do when it was the girl that did it. She was very irritated with me. She's like, I'll call the police. I says, please do. I was a police officer for 10 years. I know how to do an investigation. Do you need me to do your job for you? She shut her mouth, said this meeting is done with, and we left. 2 days later, we were contacted saying there would be no discipline against my son. After the fact, we found out that they actually did go look at the footage, and they did see that the girl hit my son, and that my son had not struck that girl. When I reminded my son about this, it dawned on him that this is the truth. Men are guilty until proven innocent when it comes to women. It was his first lesson in this. Girls are indoctrinated that they can do no wrong from day one and that they can do anything they want to a man from a very young age. Nothing ever happened to that little girl. But I'll be damned if I didn't stand up for my son, and I'll be damned if I don't stand up for other men. Have a good day.